Hi there, welcome to another in our punctuation lessons, and this one focuses on the apostrophe. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the use of the apostrophe and to show ways to use the apostrophe effectively. Let's get right into it. So the apostrophe, which is indicated by this symbol right here, is used to indicate the possessive case. What does that mean? It simply means that it is used to show ownership, what you possess, what anyone possesses, ownership. So a possessive noun ends with an apostrophe S. So you will have the apostrophe first and then you will have the S. Now in cases where the noun ends with an S, then you put the apostrophe on the outside. So it is, rather than apostrophe S, it is the S and a simple apostrophe sign is put there. This is, remember, in the case of when the noun is plural. Let's look at some examples. Jason's bag is made of leather. Apostrophe S. Whose bag? Jason's. So Jason here is singular. It's one person. There is no S that exists. You're going to have to add an apostrophe along with the S to show that the bag belongs to him. And in this sentence, it's telling us something about the bag. It's made of leather. In the case of the second example, the teacher's problems started last year. In this case, teachers is plural. More than one teacher. The S is already there because it's plural, pluralizing the word teacher. So it's the apostrophe is placed on the outside of the S, as in this case here. If you want to see some more examples about the possessive noun, you can check the English grammar summary in your additive. All right, let's look at another use of the apostrophe. The apostrophe is also used to indicate missing letters in contractions. That is, in English, there are times when we can shorten two words, make them become one word, and we do so by joining the two words and deleting or omitting a letter. The missing letter in this example is A. They are becomes their. The A in are goes missing. We take it out and we replace it with an apostrophe, which is what we see here. So it's there. I can't make the opportunity pass me without highlighting the fact that this is the instance where many times students forget that there are two other theirs that they just sometimes use without thinking that they really mean they are. And that would be T-H-E-R-E and T-H-E-I-R. These are there too. There as in place, location, over there, and this there as in ownership, that which belongs to some persons, their bags. All pronounced there, but the there that you use the apostrophe with is the one that is you're shortening for they are there. Similarly, I am. The apostrophe replaces the A in am and it becomes I'm. Similarly, with it is. It's apostrophe S. Here, the I in is taken out. The apostrophe replaces it. Again, I want to use this opportunity to introduce another problematic spot, and that is where students often are uncertain as to when to use ITS or IT apostrophe S. Because they're accustomed to the apostrophe showing ownership, many students choose this to mean the ownership. But without much reason and explanation, students, I really do not know why. The acceptable its for ownership is ITS. Once you use an apostrophe S, you are actually using the contraction for it is, the shortened version of it is. All right? Don't forget that. If you are using an apostrophe S with its, it means you are using the shortened version of the phrase it is. It's without the apostrophe S is the one that shows possession or ownership. And then there are other instances such as o'clock. Again, the missing letter in this case is the N and the. It's more than a letter. It's a letter and a whole word that goes missing. O'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, telling time. So again, we use the apostrophe, as in this case, to replace the shortened letters, to replace the missing letters, N and the word the. Sometimes there are persons whose names have this apostrophe, like this name, Javado. So some people put apostrophes in their names for whatever reason. It's a part of the shortening. It's supposed to be the shortening of something. Could be John Javado, and instead the mother decides or the parents decide it's going to be Javado rather than John. Okay, so sometimes you will see apostrophes in names too, people's names and places. The final instance where we see apostrophes at use is when we are wanting to count letters, as in this case, I's and S's. So this is the final way now in which we use the apostrophe. That is when we probably want to count the number of letters in a word. Now this word Mississippi is this long word that used to probably give us a lot of trouble when we were children to spell it. And we find a little song, MISSI to help us to remember it. But if we were to say something significant about it, like this word, man, this word is a long word and it has the most I's in it. And we say, how many I's? And we say 4 I's. And you want to write that. So you put the I, which is the letter I, apostrophe S to show that you're saying that there are so many I's. Certainly, if you left it out, you're going to end up with what is, and that's a word. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? Okay, and what if we want to talk about the number of S's now, which are in this word? Again, there are also 4 S's in this word. So we would do the same thing. Would record the S. Imagine if you were to write this, a double S. There are 4 S, you know, so the 4 S's, this enables us to capture the idea clearer, all right? Because really, that's what our punctuation marks do, eh? They enable clarity. All right, so you are going to now practice this particular punctuation by completing the end of topic quiz that comes right after this. So go ahead, enjoy doing this activity. See you next time. Bye.